Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. In my career as a journalist, being first was not always important to me because I believe being right was far more important. However, there is one scoop that I would never give up for anything in the world, and that was announcing the retirement of legendary West Indies cricket umpire Steve Bucknor. The story I wrote for the Gleaner was picked up by newspapers in all the major cricket playing countries in the world. And of course, I was fascinated to see my name on an article printed in a language I did not speak or know, thanks to translation. However, outside of that ego-boosting article, I was hoping that Bucknor's retirement would be a big boost to sports in Jamaica and even the wider Caribbean, as based on his vast knowledge not only in cricket but also in football and track and field, alongside being a high-value role model, I saw him as a reservoir of knowledge with the capacity and the ability to educate and inspire. To this day, I cannot understand how the West Indies Cricket Board did not recruit him to train umpires across the region. Thankfully, Bucknor has decided to put his knowledge and experience in a book that he is now writing. So hopefully, the next generation will at least not forget him as how we have forgotten so many of our great heroes. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be revisiting that story I wrote for the Gleaner which announced Bucknor's retirement. The story, which was published on Sunday, February 22nd, 2009, under the headline Bucknor's Last Stand, read as follows. Jamaican umpire Steve Bucknor, who has stood in a record 126 test matches and over 170 one-day internationals, is to retire from test cricket at the conclusion of the upcoming third test match between South Africa and Australia, which will be played in Cape Town, South Africa from March 19th to 23. I have notified the ICC that the South Africa versus Australia series will be my last test series, Bucknor told the Gleaner prior to leaving the island on Friday for that assignment in South Africa. The third test match in Cape Town will be my last test match. While admitting that he feels physically capable of going on a little longer, the 63-year-old Bucknor, who became an international umpire in 1989, has had a long and distinguished career which includes officiating in a record 5 ICC World Cup finals. The body is feeling quite good, and I know I could go on for another 2 or 3 years, said Bucknor, who has been an elite ICC umpire since 2002. However, something inside me is telling me that it's time to go. The Montego Bay-born Bucknor, who was once a FIFA referee and is still a highly regarded football coach, will also be calling time on his involvement in one-day internationals soon. According to him, the upcoming ODIs between the West Indies and England in Barbados will be his last such assignments. I hope I will be accorded the opportunity by the West Indies board to work with young umpires in the region because I still would like to continue making a contribution, said Bucknor, who has received several national and international awards for his service to cricket. Bucknor, who is already penning his memoirs, hinted that he would like to continue umpiring at the local level, possibly in club, parish and schoolboy cricket, which he believes would be an ideal way to share the vast knowledge and experience he has gained over the years. However, indications are that the sport of football, in which Bucknor has distinguished himself as a player, coach and referee, could well become the greatest beneficiary of the extra time he will have on his hands. I am already back at Cornwall College coaching the Under 16 team, and soon I'll be taking on the Costa Cup team as well, said Bucknor, who was the goalkeeper of the 1963 Cornwall College Da Costa Cup and Oliver Sheep Championship team. Cornwall has always been dear to me, and I am only too happy to go back there to help. Bucknor, who coached Cornwall College to the Costa Cup success in 1982 and 1983, also plans to return to mainstream football administration in St. James. Having previously served as a vice president on numerous occasions, he is now eyeing the top job. Prior to the last St. James FA annual general meeting, several persons asked me to run for the presidency, but I had to decline because of the travelling associated with cricket, said Bucknor. Now that I'm retiring, I think I'm ready to get back into football administration, so I'll be making myself available the next time around. In looking back at his near 2-decade-long career as a top umpire, Bucknor said it has been full of pleasant and cherished memories which he hoped to include in his memoirs. My fondest memory was standing in my first ICC World Cup final because it was really a dream coming true for me, said Bucknor. He also considers being the first black umpire to stand in a test match in post-apartheid South Africa as another accomplishment because it allowed him to rub shoulders with his hero, former South African president and freedom fighter Nelson Mandela. Going to umpire in South Africa was very special because it was something that was endorsed by Nelson Mandela, who is someone I hold in high regards, said Bucknor. Meeting Mandela was one of those special moments I will never forget. Since that 2009 article, Bucknor to my mind has not been properly utilized by either Jamaica or the West Indies. However, he has been sharing his knowledge in North America, where he continues to umpire as well as to help in the training of new umpires. It should be noted that in recognition of his outstanding service to sports, he was awarded the Order of Jamaica Commander Class by the Government of Jamaica in October 2007. Additionally, Bucknor has received the ICC's Bronze Beals Award for umpiring in 100 one-day internationals, as well as the Golden Bale Award for umpiring in 100 test matches. As it relates to being a role model, Bucknor remains an inspiration to many persons from humble background who he has shown that hard work and dedication can indeed bring success. The world of cricket will long remember the name Stephen Anthony Bucknor, the man they call slow death because of the calculated way in which he made his decisions. While his record 128 test matches between 1989 and 2009 and also his 181 one-day international during the same period will probably be surpassed by the current generation of umpires, I seriously doubt that his enviable accomplishment of standing in 5 consecutive World Cup finals will ever be passed. So while I am remembering Steve Bucknor today because he gave me the scoop about his retirement, I am also celebrating him as a wonderful human being who has touched the lives of many people in a positive way. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.